There lies within each of us multitudes of worlds that we could spend the rest of our lives seeking to comprehend.
Reading was like the first step to me wanting to travel. I grew up without a family by my side, so as I was growing up, books were really my companions, and also they had a big impact on how I perceived the world growing up.
This one is kanji, I can't read it, but I know this. So this is Mr. Kenny Lake. He was my boss, and also like I'm really close to him. Yeah, he's like my family, like a big brother to me.
The things that I see in books, like it has manifested into a desire for me to want to see it for myself. I've decided that I want to go on a backpacking trip to Europe, and one of the places that I'm very excited to see for myself is actually Venice, because I read a book called Invisible Cities by Italo Calvino. That book just drew my interest even more, because why would someone write an entire book dedicated just to that city? Something must be so special that he wants to write about it and immortalize it in text.
You are what you eat, you are what you read. Whenever I go out or go to work especially, I'll have my bag with me. And inside my bag there'll be like 4 books. 2 of them for jotting down ideas. And then I have 1 book that I will read at that point of time. I have another book which is like selections of the Quran. The first time I asked my friend, how do I change myself? He handed me this book, The Way of Sufi Chivalry. It's totally about futuwah, brotherhood. It means preferring others over yourself. The position that you are in when you're reading, it's either you're like standing or you're either sort of crouching, like bowing. There's a sense of you being forced to be humble.
The latest book that we have, the author handles 12 basic questions. Why am I here? Why was I created?
When I read the books that help me with myself, there are stuff that you just want to change about yourself, like why am I always angry? Yeah, I was a punk rocker. I used to have like badges and pins, messages written on my jacket, or my hair would be certain, there's a certain sense of rebellion. It's nothing wrong being punk rock, but you just was so angry last time. I mean, it comes to a point in your life where you just want peace, inner peace. And you just want to have that sense of I'm content with everything.
My mom bought this book when we were 10 and 11, my sister and I. And I think it's around 10 years since. And she bought it obviously because it's her favorite book, and this was a kid's book. You read about Anne, and she had a very tough childhood because by the time she was introduced in the story, in the novel, she was a preteen. So you have around 8 to 10 years of suffering. I ran away from home for 2 years. I bounced around. Sometimes I just wandered aimlessly around institutions because they had showers. I couldn't understand. My mom was in a bender. My father was sourcing it to her. A lot of alcohol with money we didn't really have. Most of the time, when my parents had their then my sister will get scared. So I had to tell her stories for her to go to sleep. I read it to understand what my mom went through. It was a tough life for her, and I feel like this book, reading this book as a kid and reading it now, allows me to understand why she liked it so much. In a way, even with our fragmented relationship, it brings us closer without actually having to interact with her. Yeah. She walked down the long hill that sloped to the lake of shining waters. It was past sunset, before her in a dreamlike afterlife, a haunt of ancient peace. I'm studying English literature in NTU right now after those 2 years. Reading different books, different plays, actually forces me to empathize with characters I would not consciously empathize or show sympathy with.
I want to write as many as 50 poems, pages and pages of poetry, which I hope to get out. So I have like my poetry on one side, and then I have my drawings on the other side, and then it's gonna be called like An Escape to the Real.
Do you have anything do I need to be careful of when I travel backpacking?
You're smart enough, lah. I mean, you have travelled solo most of the time. The only bad habit that she has is losing things. Dropping and losing things.
All in all, reading at its core, it adds colours. It is still continuing the whole process of helping me understand why certain things are made the way it is.
Bye bye. See you all when I'm back. Yeah.
It's important that we read to inspire ourselves, or if we want to look for answers, I think it's important to read.
Destinations. There are books, like experiences, that measure our distances and cannot be read until we reach their remote shores.